Masters, a little bit of a bigger team, 6 for 1 post, a little slower pace. What do you know about them?
Just exactly what you said, that slower paced, and I know that if we push the tempo and just stick to coach's game plan, that we'll do perfectly fine.
You got a taste of them earlier in this, that style against Vanguard and that quality of play earlier in the season. What do you need to change from those earlier matchups to succeed?
I think we're still just getting familiar with each other, so now that we're comfortable, we know where each other's going, we know the next move, and it'll just be better because we know how that style of play is being played, and we know that we just need to push the tempo against them.
What does your team need to do to have a successful and prolonged tournament run?
I think that throughout the season we've gotten a lot deeper. People are stepping up. Andy's been shooting well. Fancy's been playing well. Casey's getting better. I think that's an advantage that we have a deeper bench than everyone else. If everyone just does their role and plays hard, I think we could go a long ways.
Now, you've had experience in the national tournament before. The school's been in for the last 6 years. For the freshmen that are on the team that haven't experienced that before, what would you tell them to expect?
Honestly, I just say play hard. They got a little taste of it earlier in the season at Tennessee. Regardless of the outcome of that tournament, I think it was a good eye-opener for them. It's definitely a national tournament setting so I think they're ready, and as a team we'll help them and guide them along the way.
You got Masters to start things off. Looks like a pretty good matchup. What have you seen from Masters this year?
Well, they played really well the last 2 weeks. They beat Vanguard in their conference tournament. Went to overtime, I think, with Vanguard the first time. They beat Westmont the first time. Lost to Westmont in the championship game. Now, they're capable. They've been here 3 or 4 years in a row. They got veteran post player, some veteran players. They're well coached. Come from a good conference. It should be a pretty good game. It's a 4-5 game. It's 16 versus 17. I mean, it's going to be a really good game, I hope.
A conference tournament was played in Alexandria. A big open facility, lots of space behind the basket. How important was it to play a couple of games there before going to Billings, where it's another open environment?
Big time. I thought that was one of the biggest things I liked about playing in Alexandria's facility was the fact that it's very national tournament-like. And so you don't get to practice at the national tournament gym. They always put you in gyms around the area, but then you only get 10 minutes of warm-up. So to play 2 games in that environment, our shooters should be good to go. I really, for that reason alone, it should move from Alexandria.
Coach, I guess we'll just go with keys to making an extended tournament run for your team.
Well, you got to make shots because I think we're not gonna be pressed by anybody that I can tell. And so it's going to come down to executing offense in the half court, coming down to making our shots. I think also we have to dictate the tempo. We're one of the few teams that play as fast as we do up there, so we're already different. And if we can get the tempo to where we like it, I think the other teams who have not played that way for months will have quite an adjustment to make in a short amount of time. We're going to have to rebound, and we're just going to have to play solid. We can beat anybody up there, but we could also lose to anybody up there too. And so we got to be efficient, and we have to play hard. It's coming down. We got to be playing our best basketball of the season. There's no time to take any minutes off or to be unfundamental. We have to control tempo, limit our mistakes, and make shots, which sets up our press. So we just have to play better than we have, which we're very capable of doing. That's on everybody. And the first game was really good, and after that, we're underdogs no matter what. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm not afraid of anybody.
Team started 2009, 2010 women's basketball here. This is our 6th appearance in the tournament, and with that number of 6 there since 2009, this university's gone to the tournament more times than 40% of the field.
Mm-hmm.
What do you take from that, of how the progress of how the team has gone, the program has gone?
Being in San Antonio helps. The resources that we got when we first started helped. And I think, it's been 6 in a row because we didn't make it the first 2 years. But I think that we have The second, how can I say this? The coaching changes were needed, and I think that helped. I think Rusty Kennedy did a fantastic job of putting this program back on track. And since I've been here the whole time, and I kind of know the ins and outs of how it works, and then when I was given the opportunity to be the head coach, I think I've been okay. And also the kind of players that we get now, not necessarily the beginning. I think good players that are focused and not dramatic and want to come and win and go to school, come here. If they're dramatic and need special attention and are selfish, they don't want to come here and play. Not only for me, but my team's not like that. So we're a very focused group. They're very good kids. You can take them anywhere and you're not have to worry about anything. The community here likes them. The teachers like them. There's not really any problems. And I think that's been a big change, because if you're focused off the classroom, if you're a good person off the court, I think that translates into wins, because you're willing to work hard and be selfless. If you're selfish, you can't play here. You can't play in the system of pressing. You can't play my offense. You definitely can't play for me. So I think we are continuing to attract the good players that are also good people and fit our culture. And I think that's a key in women's basketball. You got to have the right culture. And I think one of the things that I've done is I've made sure that I brought the right players in that fit our culture, regardless of how good they might be. If they're not going to fit here, they're not going to play here. Doesn't mean they can't play somewhere else. It's just they're not going to play here. And I'm very consistent in that when I recruit, and I think it comes across as honest when I talk to parents and players, because they come to our gym, I tell them how it's going to be, I talk to them, and they like it. The other thing is they like the school. We hardly ever don't get people if they come on campus. If they come on campus and they start meeting people and they see the buildings and they see the dorms and a little bit of San Antonio, if they haven't been here before, they like it here. They really do. They really like it in San Antonio and at Our Lady of the Lake. And I've had numerous players from California and foreign countries that still live here 2 or 3 years after they graduated. So I think that's a positive. There's a lot of reasons why we win, and we just got to keep it rolling.